you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Good.
Okay, well, that was okay. Well, hey, congratulations for this animated film.
Well, thanks. We're thrilled to be a part of it, right? I mean, it's unlike anything I've ever seen animation-wise. And the story and script are so great. I'm really happy to be a part of it. I know Antonio is as well.
Well, that's terrific. So let's go ahead, because this film totally surprised me. I was not expecting, you know, the animation, the story. I mean, I got teary-eyed, but let's hear it from you folks. What initially attracted you to this project? I guess, Antonio, you want to start first?
I think really as soon as they sent me the description for Lubicchi and just what the world would look like, and even like the poster, I was really drawn to it. I've always wanted to do dubbing. That's always what I've wanted to do. I love that stuff. My friends do too. They actually want to do it. I was giving them tips on how to do it. But I was very excited. The animation's fantastic. It really surprises you a lot. There's a bunch of vibrant colors. It's very beautiful. We have an amazing team, just an amazing, awesome, nice team, and I was really lucky to be a part of it.
Well, I initially saw the deck that they send you, which tells you all the character descriptions, and the first time I saw just what the film looked like, the vibrant colors and the motion of it was just amazing. And then what attracts me to any project anyway now is the script. I thought the script was really, really good. And you know, it has all sorts of ecological ramifications as well, you know, with the smoky smoke and the whole ecological thing. So I just thought it was a great project, and once I read the script, I was definitely hooked.
Now, Stephen, this for you, this is not your first time into you know, voice acting. How did you want to approach something like this, especially? I guess it's in its way, it is a Japanese animation.
Yeah, it's challenging just because, you know, the language barrier. Wow, can't speak. Language barrier of the lip flaps in the film. You know, they're saying 3 syllables and you're doing like yes. So it's a challenge to be able to get that done. But I did it specifically, and I know Antonio did it in several sessions. I did mine in a single 5-hour session. So it was a huge learning experience for me. So that was another reason to do the film, because I'd never dubbed a whole thing like that before. So the challenge was very much the lip flaps, not the acting, because the Japanese actors were fantastic. I mean, you could have watched the film without any subtitles at all. They were so great. So you just wanted to get the tone right to honor them, and the script was great, like I said.
Antonio, why don't you add on to that, because I think this is your first one, right?
Yes.
As for voice acting, how was that overall experience, and was that a challenge for you, because you had to basically portray so many different expressions in something like this?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. It's an honor to be there. I was very excited. It was very challenging, but I liked the challenge. It was something definitely switching it up, coming from normal animation that hasn't been animated yet. And I was very excited because I've never done anything like that before. And I'm pretty sure it was 3 or 4 weeks of 4-hour sections for the movie. And I think that gradually I got more used to it, which is awesome. And I think if you go back, you can tell I got more comfortable with the character and with the whole movie, the team. And by the end, it was really hard to say, oh, we're finished, because like I was used to going in every day. So I loved it a lot. It was very challenging because, as you could tell, I ramble and I talk really quick. So you kind of have to really, really listen to what I'm saying. So I had to slow it down. And then, of course, when the parts of the action, or when I get really mad, I talk fast. So it's kind of hard to get used to talking slow, and then I have to talk fast again when I'm mad. Or like the Donkey Kong part, for instance, the homage. That's also crazy because you have to run and all that stuff, and you can barely see the lips because it's 2D on that part. So it was really hard, but amazing and fun, and I'm so happy that I was able to do it.
And he was amazing in it.
Thank you. So you
Unbelievable.
were too.
Thank you, sir. And so is, we were just saying how great Tony Hale was as Garbage Man. What a beautiful emotional performance. And Misty Lee is the mother. Really, so the English cast I thought was phenomenal, to take nothing away from the Japanese cast, which was ridiculously great. Thank you.
Antonio, I know you're you're very young and new to this career, but voice acting is difficult is because now these days you have to voice act by yourself in a room with the director. I know Steven's probably used to that, but for you, wasn't that even tremendously more difficult because you're not really acting with Steven as your father here?
Yeah. I think ever since I started acting, because it's always been a mix of on-screen acting and voiceover acting, I've actually never been in like a studio with everybody else. All the voiceover jobs that I've ever done, if it was like a guest star to a series regular, I never met any of the cast ever once. This was actually the first time I've met a cast of a voiceover job, so I was very happy. Everyone was really nice, and the cast is amazing. But it's really difficult sometimes because I'm a very social person, and especially now everybody's on Zoom, and I'm just sitting in a room with no windows, just staring at a microphone. But I think it was actually good for me because I got more attached to the movie, and I felt like I was like inside the world pretty much because there was nothing else to distract me from it.
In COVID, obviously, yeah, as you say, we have to do it by ourselves, but I was very much used to doing King of the Hill with everybody in the room, and other jobs before COVID, obviously. So it's more of an adjustment for me, I think, than Antonio, because I'm used to being able to riff off. It would have been wonderful to be in the same room with Antonio because of the emotional connection that the two characters have.
Definitely.
Steven, I'm curious is because when you played Bruno, you also had to go to the narrative voice, telling the story of Chimney Town. Is it more difficult to go into that narrator's voice, or is it more difficult to be the expressive voice of Bruno, who has to be like happy and angry and all these emotions?
That's a good question. For me, it was easier to be, Bruno, because that's the character actor work that I normally do. And the narration and the storytelling was harder for me, especially, I have a long bit through the action of the end of the film that I'm telling a story beforehand that they fit into that. So that was more of a challenge to me to keep that interesting and not sing-songy, but really telling the story and making it a part of what was happening on the screen. So that was the great challenge for me, and one of the reasons I took the job. I like to take jobs that teach me something, and this certainly did, all the way through. From doing the Japanese lip flaps to keeping a narrative monologue going. Right.
And then Antonio, I know you probably have a vibrant, active imagination, but how do they help you picture Garbage Man, Poupelle throughout your entire process? Did they give you a photo, or do they give you like a little doll that they created mock-up in the room with you? I mean, or did you basically didn't know until you saw the film?
So actually what they did, since it was dubbing, they did ADR. So they would play the beeps, and they would show me the scene, and I would have to like timing match it with my voice to the screen. So throughout the whole thing, since most of my scenes are with Poupelle, it was very easy to imagine what he was like. I never got to hear like the English version until the movie premiere. So that was really cool. So I was really close to to the film, especially with Poupelle, because I mean I always saw him on screen. So that's where I came from with seeing him always on screen.
Great. And one more thing before I leave both of you, because this film is fascinating because it explores so many different themes
Mhm.
into one film, and that's the beauty of Japanese animation. But what theme out of this film resonated you the most? Who wants to do that?
Hmm.
There's two for me.
Yeah, you go first.
I think the friendship theme and the father theme, but I think the friendship theme was really cool with Antonio, which not me, but the character Antonio, and Lubicchi being like these lost friends that you can tell really want to be friends with each other, but they both have different opinions that collide, and then they sort of come together almost at the end, and it's very sweet seeing how they were brought together by the events in the movie, and it was very awesome. I had the actor Tristan, who played Antonio, sitting next to me, and we really bonded. It was the first time we ever met, and we were like fist bumping each other through the whole thing. And I think that the whole bringing people together aspect of this movie really resonates with a lot of people, and like there's a whole different crowd of a bunch of people. I mean, from everywhere, all around the world, that came to see it, and I was very happy to see everybody there.
Yeah, I think for me the overcoming your fears theme was a big deal in this, and that in a lot of films there's you can do whatever you can do anything you want as long as you have the motivation and the trust to do it. But also the ecological theme of the smoky smoke and there's a whole world out there that's clear and beautiful if you have, you know, if you take care of it, if you take care of the world. So both those themes, I think, were the most interesting to me for that film.
That is great. Well, hey, gentlemen, hey, thank you very much for speaking to me about Poupelle of Chimney Town. It is a great animated film. I think a lot of people will love it. It was lots of joy, very colorful, and you guys did wonderful in this film.
Thanks
Thank
so
you
much.
very
Thank
much.
you so much.
Really appreciate it.
Mhm.